Betrayal doesn't announce itself with a warning. It slips in through the back door while trust holds the front one wide open. The crowd fell silent as I stepped onto the stage. 500 industry leaders, tech journalists, and competitors stared back at me, including Marcus, my former partner, my former friend, the man who'd sold our patent behind my back. He sat in the third row, smirking, confident. He thought he'd already won. I gripped the remote in my sweaty palm and clicked to my first slide. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to see isn't the technology that was leaked last month. I paused, letting the tension build. It's something far better. Marcus's smirk vanished. My name is Daniel Chen. I'm the co-founder and chief engineer at Quantum Shield Technologies. Or at least I was, until 3 months ago when everything fell apart. We started the company 6 years ago in my garage. Classic Silicon Valley story. Marcus Reynolds handled the business side. I built the tech. We were going to revolutionize cybersecurity with quantum encryption that was actually affordable for mid-sized companies. We had complementary skills. I could make the impossible work. Marcus could make it sell. We're going to change the world, Danny, he'd say, clinking his beer bottle against mine during late-night coding sessions. The big boys won't know what hit them. I believed him. I trusted him. Our breakthrough came last year. I'd created a quantum encryption algorithm that worked on standard hardware. No specialized equipment. No million-dollar setups. Just elegant code that could run on existing infrastructure. The prototype tests were flawless. We filed the patents immediately. This is it, Marcus said, his eyes gleaming as we celebrated with expensive whiskey in our now proper office. Our golden ticket. 2 weeks later, we got the acquisition offer from Cyberdyne Systems. $80 million. We should take it, Marcus insisted. Bird in hand, Danny. But I hesitated. The tech is worth more, much more. If we scale up ourselves, we could be looking at billions, not millions. The argument lasted for days. Marcus wanted to sell. I wanted to build. Fine, he finally conceded. We'll do it your way, but I want a timeline for profitability. I agreed, foolishly thinking we were still on the same team. Then came the day I noticed something odd in our server logs. Someone had accessed our secure development environment at 2 a.m. from Marcus's credentials. Probably just working late, our IT admin suggested. But something felt wrong. I started digging deeper. 3 days later, I found it. Files missing. Key components of our algorithm gone. Not deleted. Copied first, then removed. I confronted Marcus in his office, my hands shaking with rage. What did you do? I demanded. He didn't even try to deny it. What you forced me to do, Danny, I sold the patent. That's impossible. We both have to sign off on not the official patent, a complete technical breakdown of how it works, to all 3 major competitors. The room spun. You can't do that. It's illegal. It's business. His voice was ice cold. You wouldn't take the offer. I have investors to answer to. We're partners, I shouted. He leaned forward. And partners listen to each other. You didn't listen. I lunged across the desk. Security pulled me off him before I could do any damage. I was escorted from the building, my keycard deactivated, my email account suspended. By that evening, I'd received legal notice that I was suspended pending an investigation into threatening behavior in the workplace. Marcus had planned it all, the perfect corporate coup. Within a week, our competitors announced breakthrough innovations in quantum encryption. The market was suddenly crowded with solutions suspiciously similar to ours. Our competitive advantage gone. Quantum Shield's stock plummeted. Investors panicked. The board called for answers. And Marcus? He blamed me. Claimed I'd been reckless with security protocols. That I'd left server back doors open. That the leak was my fault. They believed him. The charming, articulate businessman over the awkward engineer. I was officially terminated for gross negligence. 6 years of work. My life's greatest achievement, all stolen from under me. I fell into darkness. Stopped answering calls, barely ate. Spent days staring at my computer screen trying to figure out how to fight back against 3 corporate giants in my own former company. Then came the text from Layla Kapoor, our former head of research. They didn't get everything, Danny. He doesn't know about Project Phoenix. My heart stopped. Project Phoenix, our experimental side project. The quantum encryption was just the beginning. Phoenix was the next generation, the real revolution. I'd kept it separate from our main servers, worked on it during personal time. Only Layla and two other researchers knew about it. Marcus had stolen version 1.0, but version 2.0 existed only in a secure repository that required my personal authentication. I called Layla immediately. "Can we finish it?" I asked. 6 weeks, she said. Maybe 8. But Danny, we have no resources, no. I'll get us what we need, I promised. Are you with me? Her answer was immediate. Always. That night, I emptied my savings account, sold my car, liquidated every investment. I called in favors from old college friends, former colleagues, anyone who might help. We set up a makeshift lab in my apartment. Layla brought 2 loyal engineers, Raj and Sonia. We worked around the clock. Days blurred into nights. We survived on coffee and takeout. Code flowed like water. We were building something beautiful, something revolutionary. 4 weeks in, we hit a wall. The algorithm worked in theory but kept failing in real-world tests. "We need more processing power," Raj said, staring at crashed simulations. We couldn't afford more servers, couldn't risk cloud computing where it might be discovered. I was about to give up when Sonia spoke up. "My brother works at Berkeley. The quantum computing lab is empty on weekends." It was risky, borderline illegal, but we were desperate. For 3 consecutive weekends, we snuck into the university lab at night, ran our simulations on their quantum computers, refined, adjusted, perfected. 6 weeks turned into 10. Our money ran out. Layla maxed out her credit cards, keeping us afloat. Then finally, breakthrough. "It works," Sonia whispered as the test completed successfully. "Danny, it actually works." We stared at the screen in silence. Project Phoenix wasn't just an improvement on our original technology, it was a quantum leap beyond it, self-adapting, virtually unhackable, and it could run on standard commercial hardware. But we had no company, no platform, no way to bring it to market. Then I saw the announcement, the International Cybersecurity Summit, 2 weeks away. Every major player in the industry would be there, including Marcus and our 3 competitors, all scheduled to showcase their innovative quantum encryption solutions. My solutions. Stolen and repackaged. "We need to be there," I told the team. "How?" Raj asked. "Tickets are $5,000 each and we're broke." I smiled for the first time in months. I still have friends. My former college roommate worked for TechCrunch. One call, and I had a press pass. Layla's cousin was an AV technician at the convention center. Another call. We had our way in. Now we needed to make it count. For the next 2 weeks, we prepared. Not just the technology, but the presentation, the demonstration, the moment. The morning of the summit arrived. I put on the only suit I still owned, tucked a USB drive into my pocket, kissed my apartment goodbye, knowing I might not be coming back if this failed. The convention center buzzed with activity. Corporate booths lined the exhibition hall, sleek displays showcased cutting-edge security solutions, all variations of my stolen work. I spotted Marcus surrounded by investors, laughing, champagne in hand, living the life that should have been ours together. I ducked behind a pillar as he looked my way. Not yet. Timing was everything. The keynote speeches began. Cyberdyne went first, proudly demonstrating their quantum encryption. The audience applauded. Next came Nexus Security. More stolen ideas, more applause. Then Marcus took the stage. Quantum Shield's moment to shine. "While others have made incremental advances," he said smoothly, "we've created the gold standard in quantum security." The demonstration was flawless, my original algorithm, slightly modified, performing exactly as I'd designed it. The applause was thunderous. Marcus basked in it, my hands clenched into fists. As he finished, the moderator announced a 15-minute break before the panel discussion. This was my moment. I slipped backstage, found Layla's cousin. "Ready?" I asked. He nodded. "Your presentation is loaded. When you give the signal, I'll switch the feed. I took a deep breath and waited in the wings as the panel discussion began. Marcus and executives from the other companies took their seats. The moderator asked softball questions about innovation and the future of security. 20 minutes in, the moderator opened the floor for questions. I stepped up to the microphone in the audience. "My question is for Marcus Reynolds," I said clearly. His head snapped up. Our eyes met. Recognition, then fear. "Daniel," the moderator said, surprised. "I didn't know you were attending." "I wouldn't miss it," I replied. "My question is simple. How do you sleep at night knowing you stole the technology you're promoting today?" Gasps rippled through the audience. Marcus's face hardened. "That's a serious accusation from a disgruntled former employee," he said smoothly, "one already disproven in court." "Not disproven," I countered. "Just not yet proven. But I'm not here to argue about the past, I'm here to show the future." I raised my hand, the signal. The massive screen behind the panel flickered. Their presentations disappeared, replaced by mine. "Ladies and gentlemen," I announced, walking toward the stage, "what you've seen today is already obsolete." Security started moving toward me. I had minutes, maybe seconds. Project Phoenix represents the next generation of quantum encryption. Self-learning, adaptive, impenetrable. I reached the stage steps. A security guard grabbed my arm. "Wait!" called out a woman in the front row. Janet Winters, CEO of Global Financial Network. "Let him speak." The guard hesitated, released me. I bounded up the steps, pulled the USB drive from my pocket, and plugged it into the podium computer. "Don't just take my word for it," I said. "Let me show you." For the next 10 minutes, I demonstrated Phoenix, how it adapted to attacks in real time, how it required minimal processing power, how it could be implemented across existing infrastructure within hours, not months. The audience was silent, then murmuring, then buzzing with excitement. I glanced at Marcus. His face had gone ashen. "Unlike my previous work," I said pointedly, "this technology is fully protected. My new company, Phoenix Security, is accepting investment partners and beta clients starting today." I hadn't planned to say that, hadn't even formed a company, but in that moment it felt right. Hands shot up across the audience. Questions flew. Business cards appeared. Janet Winters approached the stage. "We should talk," she said, handing me her card. Immediately. As the crowd pressed forward, I caught Marcus's eye one last time. He knew. It was over. Not just the technology race. His reputation, his credibility, everything. Security finally managed to escort me out. But it didn't matter. My phone was already ringing. Emails flooding in. In the lobby, Layla, Raj, and Sonia waited anxiously. "Well?" Layla asked. I showed them my phone screen. 37 missed calls. 62 emails. All in the last 15 minutes. "We need an office," I said, "and a lawyer, and maybe a receptionist." We laughed. For the first time in months, we laughed. 3 months later, Phoenix Security closed its first funding round. $50 million. Valuation, $200 million. Our first client? Global Financial Network. Janet Winters personally oversaw the implementation. "Your technology is 5 years ahead of anything else on the market," she told me as we watched the system go live across their network. "How did you do it?" "Desperation," I admitted. "And the best team in the world." Quantum Shield's stock continued to plummet. Their stolen technology couldn't compete with Phoenix. Clients jumped ship by the dozen. The board forced Marcus out 6 weeks after the summit. The last I heard, he was facing a securities fraud investigation. I should have felt vindicated, triumphant. But mostly, I felt sad for what could have been. We could have changed the world together. Yesterday, I received a letter from him. No return address, just a single line. "You were right. I should have listened." I didn't respond. Some bridges can't be rebuilt. This morning, I walked into our new headquarters, a real office, not my apartment. 30 employees now, growing every week. Layla, now our CTO, was waiting with champagne. "What are we celebrating?" I asked. She handed me a tablet, on it a news article. Phoenix Security named most innovative cybersecurity startup of the year. We popped the cork, poured glasses for everyone. To Phoenix, Layla toasted, rising from the ashes. No, I corrected, raising my glass higher. To us, the people who rose. As we drank, my phone buzzed with a text. An unknown number. Need to talk. Important. Please. M? I stared at it for a long moment, then put the phone away. Some calls don't need to be returned. Some betrayals can't be undone. But some failures lead to greater successes than we ever imagined possible. I looked around at my new team, my new company, my new future. Sometimes you have to lose everything to find what really matters. Sometimes the darkest moment comes right before the brightest dawn. And sometimes, just sometimes, the best revenge isn't getting even. It's getting better.